Here goes my first webcam ever. So, in the beginning of class, when you were talking about how you want us to record our thoughts about our collaboration, it's funny because I thought that this is my last class with you. I've done all four, and not once have I considered like this is so beneficial that I get to talk to other people in different grade levels. Of course, it's beneficial. I use things from class all the time, not only from the things you teach us, but also from other people. I've used tons of Rachel and Joellen's things in my class. So it really is beneficial, and it's just weird that I've never considered it that way. So now I'll have to start thinking about it that way. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about class today, and then from there go through and try to talk about how the collaboration with other people from other school districts and from other grade levels has been beneficial to me from today's class. Okay, so I want to start off by talking about that pre-assessment. It's funny because I've taught pre-algebra, algebra 1, algebra 2, and it's like define algebra. And I'm thinking, I got this. I got this define algebra. I didn't. I really struggled with the definition of algebra, and you would think that that would be something with me being an algebra teacher that I would know right away, but I hope the definition I put down was correct. That kind of made me feel a little uneasy. And then thinking of things like what does the equal sign mean, and being able to relate that in words other than just like, yeah, you know what it means. It means they're equal. Was a little bit difficult for me. So throughout today's lesson, I jotted down some things that were beneficial with working with different grade levels. I know that just thinking of the first problem with the sheep problem, we used manipulatives, which is something that I really don't use in my classes. I've been trying for the last year to use them a little bit more, but when I brought over the blocks, people just started manipulating right away and they knew exactly what to do. And that's something that I maybe was just like, feeling a little uneasy about. But since I've had some other middle school and even an elementary person in my group, it was just snap right away. We know exactly what to do. And it's funny because right away, me and another teacher knew this is a step function. And then the other two didn't know right away that it was a step function. And I think that that's part of the benefit of working together and working with someone else, being able to provide that insight of, oh yeah, I know what a step function is. Even when in class, when we were asked to describe, it wasn't until we got to the last group that they said it's a ceiling function. Then I was like, it's a light bulb went off that, yeah, I know exactly what it is. I teach that. That's exactly what this is. And I think that, without having somebody else being able to relate that and me being able to take this, oh, well, I can use this in class, and just because somebody else from a different school district explained it, and it was beneficial to me because I didn't see that right away. I think also taking the sheep problem and knowing that we had different levels just in our group alone, even with that one problem, we could go through and see that it can be used for elementary, it can be used for middle school, and it can be used for high school. We can make it more advanced by doing this extension, thinking about it this way, or we can have it more elementary by using the manipulatives and thinking about how to make it so it's more easily understood. Another thing was looking at Common Core standards. I asked everyone at my table if their school uses Common Core standards, and it's funny because my school has made no mention of Common Core standards in math at all. We've developed the English Common Core standards, but not in math at all. And the person across from me, maybe his schools had mentioned it a couple of times that they're going to be moving to it. And then someone else completely uses Common Core standards and nothing else. So I think it's nice to hear that it is being implemented already in other school districts and things are going well. That takes a little bit of the uneasiness off because I know we're going to be making that switch soon. Also, I think some of the difficulties are that you think that everybody's a math major and you get something right away. Like you were explaining, don't just shout out the answer. Don't just say what it is. Let's think through it. Think like a student. And I find even for me that that's difficult because I'm like, yeah, I know what it is right away without thinking, you know, if you were just to say, explain your steps, or how would you explain this, or how would you teach this, then I have to take a step back and think, oh, well, you know, I knew the answer right away, and I'm going to have to think of how to explain it. So those are some of the benefits and some of the difficulties of working with different grade levels. I mean, overall, I think it is a beneficial thing, and I benefit from it every time in class. Okay.